After 10 years of building my wife's dad's $100 million company, my wife's sister became CEO and fired me just to please her boyfriend. I barely managed to keep from laughing. Tomorrow was going to be fun. I'd given that company everything. I started in a dusty back office with 2 interns and a laptop, running shipments, fixing supply issues, and closing deals no one else could. My father-in-law, Emilio, once told me I was the only one he trusted to keep the business alive. He said I was more reliable than his own kids. But when cancer forced him into retirement overseas, he handed control to his oldest daughter, Celeste. Sharp tongue, sharper heels, and a new boyfriend named Travis. He wore fancy suits, bragged about crypto, and whispered in her ear during meetings. From day one, I was shut out. My team was reassigned, I wasn't invited to strategy calls, and Travis suddenly had a seat at the table. I stayed quiet. I watched. I prepared. The firing came during a big board meeting. I was mid-presentation on a $12 million expansion plan when Celeste cut me off. We're going in a different direction, a younger, more innovative vision. She looked at Travis, who smirked like he'd just won the lottery. "You've done enough, brother-in-law. We won't be needing your services anymore." Some people laughed. Even my wife stared at the floor. I smiled. "Understood. I'll clear out my office tonight." Celeste tilted her head. "You don't seem upset." "Oh, I'm not," I said. "Tomorrow's going to be fascinating." What she didn't know was that I had been planning for this exact moment for 2 years. That night, in my locked office, I pulled out a single-page contract Emilio had signed 6 years earlier. It gave me legal ownership of everything I had built for the company. The online systems, the software that tracked shipments, even the tools their warehouses used every day. The moment they fired me without cause, they broke that contract, which meant I had the right to pull the plug, and I did. By morning, orders weren't going through. Warehouses were frozen. Customer service lines were jammed. At 8:03 a.m., Celeste called me, panicked. "What did you do? The whole system's down." "Check your father's contract," I said calmly. "It's legally filed. You fired me without cause, and I own the rights. You're bluffing." I laughed. "Go check your email." And Travis should probably sit down before opening his at 9 a.m. Every major investor got an anonymous email. "Before you let Travis touch your money, read this." Attached, a 60-page report from a private investigator I'd hired months earlier. Fake companies, bank transfers, old lawsuits, and the cherry on top, a recording of Travis bragging, "Once I'm in with the Delgado family, I'll drain that company dry." By noon, the board was in chaos. Stockholders were furious. Vendors pulled out. And Celeste, she tried to defend him until Travis vanished. Phone off, apartment empty, gone. She called me 8 times. I didn't answer. Then she called her father. By evening, an emergency board meeting was called. Not by Celeste, by Emilio himself. He flew back like a storm. He walked into the boardroom, frail but furious. "Where is he?" Celeste stammered. "Travis disappeared. And the man we fired, he's trying to ruin us." Emilio's glare could have cut steel. "No, you ruined yourselves. You laughed in his face. And now, he's the only one who can save you." He leaned toward her. "Call him. Beg if you must." That night, Emilio called me himself. "You still have the recovery codes?" "I do. We need you back." "I'll return," I said, "but not as an employee. I come back as CEO. Full control. You and Celeste step aside." Silence. Then, deal. 2 months later, the company was back on track. I'd fixed the systems, restored investor trust, and cleaned out every mess Celeste and Travis had left behind. Then I called for one final board meeting. Celeste sat small at the far end, Emilio watching me closely. "I'm stepping down," I announced. Gasps echoed through the room. "But before I go, I'm activating the final clause of my contract." I slid a document across the table. A buyout. Thanks to my contract and the value I had restored, the company now owed me $38 million in cash. Celeste's face drained of color. Emilio just leaned back, pale and silent. They couldn't stop it. Every dotted line they'd signed led to this moment. As I walked out of the building for the last time, Celeste ran after me. "Why? Why go this far?" I turned, smiling. "Because when you fired me, I realized something. I was never just the help. I was the foundation. And without me, you collapse." And I left, free, paid, and untouchable.